Beach Island with some friends, which Jeff, you're familiar with, a great beach town. So I was there
Fantastic.
for a couple of days, soaked in some sun, safely, of course. I know
Yep.
we're talking about how during these COVID times, you're trying to have some sense of normalcy and some type of an escape. And I think the beach can offer that, because while the beach can be overpopulated, I think the fact that there's a lot of air circulation, you can have some distance between people. It really gives you the chance to kind of soak in the cooler aspects of summer.
And if you go at the right
Absolutely.
time of day, you can.
Yeah, we went pretty early in the morning, so the
Yeah.
beach wasn't terribly hectic, which
Mhm.
which
That's
was a
good.
plus. And with regards to food, I mean, we just did a bunch of takeout. Wore our
Yeah.
masks once we
Right.
go to pick up our good stuff, and it was just a very enjoyable time. So,
What kind
Nice,
of
nice.
places? Where'd you go to eat for
so we
takeout?
went to two places. Well, technically three. So for dinner, we went to a place called Shorefire Grill, which is
I heard about that.
yeah, it's in
The
Surf City on the
neighbors
island.
at the beach house, they recommended us going there. We never did this year, unfortunately, but that was one of the places that they recommended. How was it?
It was great. I mean, we all just got a bunch of burgers, which was really tasty, and you can't go wrong with that. And then we
You
went
really
to
can't.
a more well-known place called Chegg, which is chicken or the egg, which we got some really delicious hot wings, which
Ooh,
was pretty
hot wings from
spicy,
Chegg.
but
All
really
right,
good. Yeah.
yeah,
And then we went
nice.
to Wawa for lunch and breakfast.
There you go. Good
I
stuff.
love that Long Beach Island. It's an awesome
Yeah.
beach town. It's
It
a great time.
really is. It's
Jeff,
phenomenal.
trivia. Do you know how long the island is? I want to see if Jeff knows this.
I should know this because I've been going
You
here
want to
my
take a
whole life.
guess? How many miles?
Gosh, because it seems like it's a big island, but I don't think it's actually as big as people say it is. It's
What's your guess, Jeffrey? You're
oh
stalling.
god, I know I am because I don't want to embarrass myself because I've been
You've
going
been
there my
going
whole
there for
life.
years. I've been only there for a few years, and I know this.
Well, then again, I'm there for
Pressure
fun,
is
not
on.
trivia.
Well, I'm going to ask Whitmer if you decide to not put out a guess.
Oh god,
5, 4,
like
3,
I'm gonna
2,
say 20. I don't know,
20.
22,
Whitmer,
20, 22.
have you ever been to LBI?
I have
I don't think
not.
he has.
Okay. Do you want to
I've only
take
been
a
around.
guess?
Square miles we're talking about.
We're just talking about it's the length of this island. It's actually
Okay.
the width is
I'll,
very short. It's not very deep, but it's very, very
you know what?
long.
I'll stick with 20. I'll stick with 20.
Jeff, you're very close. I'll give you that. You're very close.
25.
18 miles long,
Damn it.
Wow.
LBI. So
So close.
Because again,
it's
like I
probably like
knew,
half a mile wide,
yeah,
but it's like 18 miles long. It's really,
because
really cool.
I know it's a decent sized island, but it's not as nearly as big as some other places you would go.
For sure. But that was my week, and it was a very grand old
Nice.
Yeah.
time.
You look
20
like you didn't get too much red there.
I hope not. I'm trying to work on my summer tan, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back to the beach for a second, because Mike, I think you brought
Oh,
up
yes.
a great question earlier in the podcast. Why don't you bring that up again
Yeah.
for
So
all of us
pretty much
as
the
a
theme of
refresher?
this podcast, like I think most of these podcasts that we've had is kind of coronavirus and kind of changing our kind of way of life here. But you
Yeah.
guys both kind of went on a vacation. Obviously, this year's a little different.
Mhm.
People doing these vacations. But did you guys feel any? Because Jeff, obviously, a month ago you went to LBI. Matt, LBI a couple days ago.
Yep.
Did you feel any different versus the other times you went? Obviously, there's going to be changes, but is there anything else outside of the usual things you would have expected with coronavirus that you like kind of experienced or noticed while you were there?
Well, I think
Matt,
that
I'll let you go first. Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty fresh in my mind. I mean,
exactly.
like we've been talking about. I mean, the biggest thing is just the fact you had to wear a mask at any
Mhm.
time where you were, either in a public spot or you were around the public being outdoors. So for the most
Did they
part,
allow it on the beach or no?
the beach, no, we did not
Okay.
wear one on the beach just because we were keeping our distance from people and making
Yeah.
sure that we were, kind of in a socially distanced section of
Got
the
it.
beach that wasn't too crowded, which was a plus. The only times that we had to wear a mask were when we went to go get takeout, when we had to go pick up, beach supplies at a certain location, and then we went to go play mini golf at a place called Flamingos Golf, which was very fun at LBI, and everybody there wore a mask. Now,
Mhm.
with regards when I say everybody, I'm just talking about the 5 people in my friend group. There was probably 30 people playing mini golf, and I'd say maybe 15 of them were wearing masks. So you still see
Wow.
a
Okay.
big group of people who just blatantly don't want to do it. And it's incredibly frustrating because it's people like that, that are ultimately stunting our ability to get through it. But with regards to the beach as a whole, yeah, I mean, it felt kind of weird going on a vacation during these times because we have to be so different with how we go about our actions. But I think as long as you're being smart and respectful and, following the mandates that are created by, the local government in New Jersey, then I think ultimately you have to make the most of your time down there. And I had a lot of fun, even with some of those challenges that we had to face.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man. That's really awesome to hear, and it definitely sounds like a great time. And again, that's awesome. The one question I was gonna bring up to you was how crowded was the beach?
It was
Because you went on
packed.
a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty packed. And keep in mind, this was the weekend after July 4th. So we
Yeah,
were hoping that maybe it wouldn't be as crowded because people
right.
went to get their beach weekend in the weekend prior.
Hmm.
It was crowded. I mean, there was a lot of people. Like we've said all podcasts, we're no medical experts, so we don't know exactly where's the best and the worst place to be.
Yeah,
I'm under the belief that based off what I saw, that being on an actual beach is pretty safe with
Yeah.
regards to COVID because one, the fact that there is a consistent breeze in the air, whether that's from the land or the
yeah,
sea, kind of keeps the air circulation going. Mainly
that's a
people
good
are
point.
sitting far away from other people, and you can't transmit the disease when you are in a body of water as
Right.
effectively as when you're around others. So
Right.
yeah, the beach was crowded, but I never really felt too much like I was exposing myself to
Mm-hmm.
getting
That's good.
sick.
And then another one last question for you was,
Did you
did
have
you
fun?
have?
Oh, I had a great
uh,
time.
yeah, damn it, Whitmer.
Yeah.
Was that
Did
it?
you have any instances where someone came up to you like kind of close and were like while you were on the actual beach, where obviously you guys weren't wearing masks? Well,
Like, did
at
somebody
the
intentionally come up to us, or was it like accidental?
or just like yeah, I
Close
guess intentionally
contact
I'll
type
like
say
thing?
this.
Or
or
I'll
like
say
going for a
this.
talk kind of thing.
When you're at the beach, people try to forget their problems. I mean, I
yeah,
Oh
think
they
when you
yeah,
do.
go on vacation, you're trying to forget your life problems, the problems going around the world, all that jazz.
yeah,
So
oh
I
yeah,
think ultimately people have a different mindset there where you're not being as cautious as you should,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dangerous, right? But for the
yeah.
most part, I tried to do what I could to keep myself and my friends out of harm's way and
Hmm.
make sure that we were keeping our distance from those. And for the most part, we did. So, I think a lot of people are just they want to move on. We've been going through this
Absolutely.
COVID time since mid-March, and it's been 3 months now. So people are
Yeah.
tired, or 4 months, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
People are
Yeah,
tired
four
of it, and they
months.
want to move on. And ultimately, you just have to take responsibility for your own actions.
Mm-hmm. And
Right. And
also, just real quick before
yeah.
you go off, Jeff,
Sorry.
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
Matt really hit on the nail on the head with the beach. Like, it's a pretty relaxing kind of place, so
Yeah.
I understand why people want to go there.
Yeah,
It's
and
relaxing,
no,
and even
I'm
not
not
in COVID times, I feel like people just don't really want to have that kind of. Unless you're with your party, no one else is really going to have that interaction with strangers because you're there
right.
to relax,
Right.
maybe go into the ocean, do a little swimming there or whatever. But you're
Yeah.
there to relax, maybe read a
Well,
book, take in some sun, do that. You're not
And
really
I don't
absolutely.
blame people for
socialize
wanting to
that
do that,
much.
but you also still have to be aware that we can't let our guards down.
Right.
That too.
That
And
makes sense.
that's the biggest thing for me because, and I purposely brought this up because I had not one but two cases where someone came up to me because, um, mostly because I was fishing, and as other fishermen do, they go up to you and they start talking, and want to say, like, oh, like catch anything today, blah blah blah. And there's two cases where, and both times I like try to back away, and before like let's say the first time it was just like this older gentleman who I was surprised kind of got very close to me because as someone who's older up in their ages, and this guy was like 60, 65, 70 in that
Hmm.
range where they could be more at
Yeah.
risk. And the guy, like, because I saw him like getting closer to me, and he kept his distance at first, but for some reason, like after when we were talking for a couple minutes or so, he kept inching closer and closer to me, where I literally started walking kind of backwards like that. And after a while, I'm like, oh, like really great talking to you. Like I gotta go, like just I want to keep my distance kind of thing. and like the guy just like walked off. The other case was another guy came up to me, and it was kind of a rough day at the beach, perfect weather for fishing though, and kind of hard to hear. The guy was like almost like right next to me, and my dad, like, he ended up like saying something. He's like, Jeff, keep your distance, and the guy's like, oh wait, sorry, and he backed up because again, you forget, because like you guys have said, you're at the beach, you want to relax. Matt, you said you want to forget all your problems, everything going on in life. The beach is kind of everyone's escape right now,
Mm-hmm.
and when that happened, like clearly the guy, like, I'm sure like the guy didn't intentionally like, oh, I'm gonna go up to this guy and talk to him, and well, and so on and so forth. But like, we're at the beach, even for a split second, like when I was talking to guys, I was like, I even forgot for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, it was just catching up. Like, you kind of let your guard down, either, mostly unintentionally. And for a second, you're like, this is normal. Like, we're on the beach, I'm fishing, talking to a guy about fishing, talking to whoever. And then you're, everything kicks up. It's like, oh, wait. Sorry, you need to back up. Like, please keep your distance. Because again, we're not wearing masks or anything like that. So those were two cases that were very like nerve wracking a little bit, because you're just trying to have a good time, and people come up to you sometimes, and especially people, excuse me, who have fish and everything, and it was a little nerve wracking. But I went, let's see here, June 6th through the 13th. The first,
It's already been a
so
month.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. We got down there on a Saturday. Um, the first 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, were mobbed. And I mean, probably the most packed I've even ever seen LBI. And
Mm-hmm.
that's saying something. So when we got down the beach, there was a nice spot right in the middle where everyone was spaced out, kept their distance very politely and everything. Looked all the way down the left, all the way down the right. Literally hundreds and hundreds of people, both sides going down for like a mile. No one keeping their distance, everyone in close proximity of each other. It was crazy to see. And my parents and I were looking around like, are these people serious? Like, because again, like, you let your guard down, you forget you're at the beach, and oh, anywhere's fine, people go up next to you. But literally, I'm telling you though, if you try to walk through there, you couldn't even go within like 2-3 feet without bumping into someone else. Like, that's how close everyone was. It is, they're all in each other's space. But
Right.
luckily, after that, by the time Monday came around, and Monday, Tuesday, there was almost no one there. So it was really nice, because it was less packed, and we were still in our same area, but we didn't have to nearly worry about bumping into like huge crowds of people like that. The only thing I will say is it was interesting, there was only one street. I mean, it makes sense now, but at the time, like, it was throwing us off, but we figured out eventually why. It was one street that I think it was like 68th, 69th Street or something like that, where you had to, when you're walking, they actually had a like security officer in front of the street, because and he was making sure people wear masks if you went on that specific street.
Wow.
The reason is it led to a ramp by like a pavilion, and that was where handicapped people or others that just wanted to sit on the pavilion and just relax from there, to sit and everything. There was a ramp that led up to there. So if you didn't have your mask, you couldn't go on that part of the beach. But once you got down, you could take your mask off.
Mm.
So my dad and I, we would go down that street because that's where we found the best fishing to be. And so we would just go down like the next street over, or the street right before, not wear a mask, and just cut across and go through the beach. But other than that, it definitely felt like pretty normal for the most part. We went swimming, we played mini golf, we wore masks for that, which is fine. But again, we play mini golf every year there, so it was great to again have some normalcy back in our lives there. We got some takeout, we got some ice cream there, and did this and that, and we did a lot of the things we usually do on our agenda while down at the beach, and got to relax, play board games, and just enjoy the beach, and it was nice.
Mm.
Nice.
That sounds like a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just trying to make the most of the situation at hand.
Yeah, you really
Yeah,
are.
absolutely.
So it's good.
It was all fun. And
Whitmer, do you
I
plan
know.
on
yeah.
going down to the beach at any point this summer?
I know my sister, which might not be the best, but she's going down to Florida this weekend.
No kidding.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
Where in Florida?
Like,
I forget where, but I think someone has
yeah.
like a beach house or something. They're going to stay out for a little bit.
Okay.
So essentially, they're just going to be at the
Nice.
beach. And one good thing is the bars and alcohol that's not open, so
Yeah.
it's not the real fear. I think it's more just kind of like what you guys did, just kind of relax on the beach kind of thing.
Okay.
I think there was also talk that when she were to come to visit, and my dad's COVID test comes back negative for anything,
Hmm.
someone's phone's ringing.
Yeah, that's on our end. 1
Had to go take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're thinking of going to one of my neighbors' beach houses in Delaware potentially. But
Do
other
you
than
know
that,
what beach?
I think Rehoboth.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I
Rehoboth
go
is a
down
good
to
beach.
Bethany Beach different various times each summer.
Sorry
Yeah.
about the boys.
You're good.
Spam call.
Yeah.
What do they
As
want?
always. I don't know. I hung up.
Mm,
They're like, we've been trying to reach. I'm like, no, you haven't. That's a lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool, Whitmer. I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, if we actually do end up doing it, because there
Yeah.
is my sister is talking about at the end of the month coming to visit us. So just see her again. It's been a little
Yeah.
while,
Very nice.
There you go.
but that's kind
Nice.
of it. Actually, I think the last time we went to the beach was a couple years ago.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, it's been a little while.